especially when we're all at home and getting in the groove of working. It's really important to take a break, take a step back once in a while. So I really acknowledge you for being here, and I thank you so much. I just want to do a brief, I am a meditation instructor. I do a lot of training for more corporate, more healthcare types of audiences. I take a really practical approach to it. And I'm today in the first two sessions, I'm really going to focus on going back to the basics, just connecting with the breath. And today, that's what we'll focus on, really, is connecting with the breath. If you're new to meditation, this should be really great for you. And if you have a meditation practice already, just really take a beginner's approach to it. Look at it with a beginner's mind and kind of go back to the basics and just enjoy it. And it's likely too, if you are someone that's here who already has a meditation practice, someone in your life is asking you about it at this point in time because so many people are interested. And these techniques could be a really good way for you to share it with them. All right, so without further ado, if you want to just find a comfortable position wherever you are, I like to make sure the spine is a bit upright, but if you need support, feel free to have support and be comfortable. I just want you to be able to be in a place where you can take a nice deep breath, okay? So, as we begin, go ahead and lower your gaze or close your eyes, whatever's comfortable for you. And I want to just take a brief moment to talk about why control or management of our breath is important. Right? We're all aware of the importance of a fight or flight response and how important and beneficial this stress response is to our survival responses to danger. However, in today's world, it has come to our attention that everyday encounters are creating prolonged stress. These responses are directly linked to a decline in our physical and mental health. The encounters could originate with the pressure we put on ourselves, work deadlines, or even societal pressures or concerns. Here's where a simple mindfulness practice can be a huge support. Simply taking a few deep breaths can create an interruption in that stress response and allow you to take a step back from the situation and refocus your attention. Right now, I'd really love for you to take a little step further, relax into your breathing a little bit more. Increase your comfort level wherever you are, just a little bit more. And realize that the intention of today's session is simply to allow you to connect with your breath. I'll be walking you through two techniques that you'll immediately be able to use on a daily basis and expand as you go. The first technique is called 16 Seconds to Calm. I give full credit to my personal mentor in meditation, David G. Earlier in his career, he worked with military personnel and law enforcement. Knowing this population had minimal time and needed maximal outcome when it came to mindfulness and attention to stressful situations, he devised this technique that they all now call critical thinking. They all now call tactical breathing. We still call it 16 seconds to calm. So here's how it works. When I ask you to begin, we'll inhale for 4 counts, pause for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and then pause for 4 counts. Let's start by all taking one long, slow, deep breath in. And release. Now I'll ask you to join me by by taking a deep breath in, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this one more time. Deep breath in, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. As you return to your normal pace of breathing, whatever's comfortable for you, just take a moment to notice changes. How you're breathing, how your body has changed. I'll sit with you for a few minutes without talking. And the intention here is that you continue to breathe comfortably at your own pace, at your own speed. And when you begin to feel those thoughts coming in, like your grocery list, or your next deadline, or what you could be doing instead of being here with me, return to that 16-second breathing so that you can reconnect with your breath again. And this is what simply the process of mindfulness is. Being able to, in the midst of thoughts or stress or other things, reconnect with your breath. Just as a reminder, when your thoughts begin to wander, don't try to push them away. Don't try to push them down. Simply return to that 16 seconds. Breathing in for 4 counts. Pause for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. And pause for 4 counts again. When you feel comfortable, return your attention to my voice. Do you ever notice what happens to your breath when you become scared or upset or nervous? It gets faster, doesn't it? Right, this is your brain and your body communicating with each other to prepare you for one of these stress responses. Well, if the stressor in front of you is not a tiger getting ready to eat you for lunch, but more like your teenage kid rolling his eyes at you, which I personally have experience with, here's a technique that you can use. It's really similar. Science tells us that if our out breath is longer than our in breath, there's an overall physiologically calming effect on our systems. So follow me now as we change it up just a little bit, and we'll breathe in for 3 counts and out for 5 counts. Let's start again by taking one long, slow, deep breath in together. Breathe in and release. Now follow me as we breathe in for 3 counts, 2, 3, and out for 5 counts. 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and return to your own pace of comfortable breathing. Just be aware of how the air feels as it comes in. It may be a little bit cool coming in, and then as you exhale, it's a little bit warmer. And again, I want you to return to this practice in silence for a few minutes and experiment with the counting, what's comfortable for you in terms of having a shorter breath in and a longer breath out. Experiment with just breathing at a comfortable pace, bringing your attention to your breath. And then when your mind wanders or thoughts come in, simply returning to that counting with your breathing. Simply to shift your focus back to your breath and away from those thoughts. When you're ready, bring your attention back to my voice, but continue to keep your gaze low or your eyes closed. Continue to settle into this feeling of relaxation, letting go. And before I leave you today, I want to share one of my favorite stories. I heard an interview by Chesla one time. If you don't know who he is, he's a monk, a trained monk turned, I guess, social media icon. You can look him up. But he was interviewed one time, and he had said his first day of monk school, he went for training. He became interested when he was in college. So as an adult, he began his monk training, and he came across this kid monk, which he calls him, a little kid teaching, maybe 10 years old, teaching the younger kids, maybe kindergarten age. Comes across him and says, "So, what are you doing?" And he says, "Oh, well, these are these kids' first day of monk school. I'm teaching them, for their first day." And he said, "Well, I'm just curious, what do you teach on the first day of monk school?" And the 10-year-old said, "Well, what did you learn your first day of school?" And he said, "Oh, my letters, the alphabet, my numbers, etc., etc." He said, "Well, what do you teach these kids on the first day of monk school?" And he says, "I teach them to breathe." And so Chesla says, "Okay, that's interesting. Well, why is that so important?" And in the wisdom of a 10-year-old, the young monk says, "Your breath is the only thing that is with you from the time you come into this world until the time that you leave. Friends change, families change, but your breath is still with you. Think about how your breath changes when you're happy, sad, scared, excited. This is the first thing I teach them in monk school, because if they can manage their breath, they can manage anything." Such a powerful message, I think. So as we prepare to unwind, let's all take one more long, slow, deep breath in. And exhale. When you're ready, really take your time. Begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Come back into the room. Slowly open your eyes. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me today. I hope that these are a couple of techniques that you can use throughout your daily routines. Don't forget that you can use these as a practice for your mindfulness. You can sit down for an extended period of time and practice returning your attention to your breath. But these can also be really, really helpful in moment-by-moment situations. When you experience conflict, when you experience stress and anxiety, when you experience whatever it is that's uncomfortable for you in the moment, Simply shifting your attention from what's going on to your breath for simply 16 seconds can really change your perspective on the situation. The situation's not likely to change, but your perception of it can. So next week, or next session, when I'm here with you guys, I'm always on early. If you have questions about mindfulness or anything, I'll be here early next session. So please feel free to get on, ask me questions. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Heidi. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Heidi.
You're welcome. Thanks